Your channel is now accessed the Supreme Court's order copy as well on the EVM verdict. It also says how every time Election Commission of India cannot be criticized. We have Pragya and Madhav joining us with more. Madhav, you have the order copy with you. Tell us more. Very interestingly, the top court came out to say that blindly distrusting a system can lead to unwarranted suspicions. How has that been furthered as far as this order copy is concerned?
Well, it's a huge vindication for the Election Commission of India as well as the EVM process specifically that was challenged over here, including the EVM, whether it should go to ballot paper and VVPAT. Let's quickly take you to about 3 or 4 important pages which will just substantiate what has been stated by the Election Commission and what has been upheld by the Supreme Court. They have said that we've referred to data after elucidating mechanics and safeguards embedded in EVMs to check and obviate wrongdoing and to evaluate efficacy and performance of EVMs. We acknowledge the right of voters to question the working of EVMs, which are but an electronic device that has a direct impact on election results. However, it is also necessary to exercise care and caution when we raise aspersions on the integrity of the electoral process. Repeated and persistent doubts and despair, even without supporting evidence, can have the contrarian impact of creating distrust. This can reduce citizen participation and confidence in elections, essential for a healthy and robust democracy. Unfounded challenges may actually reveal perceptions and predispositions, whereas this court, as an arbiter and adjudicator of disputes and challenges, must render decisions on facts based on evidence and data, which is why they have relisted this entire matter. They've also gone to various other articles that are available. It is also gone on to say that submitted that the microcontroller used in the EVM has one-time programmable memory, that is, it is unalterable once burnt. It is only the VVPAT which has a flash memory component for the purpose of storing the bitmap file. To us, it is apparent that a number of safeguards and protocols with stringent checks have been put in place. And in fact, they have to deal with data and figures which do not indicate artifice and deceit. Reprogramming by flashing, even if we assume is remotely possible, is inhibited by the strict control and checks put in place. This is very, very significant because they go on to say imagination and suppositions should not lead us to hypothesize our wrongdoing without any basis of facts. The credibility of the ECI and integrity of the electoral process earned over years cannot be shafted and overridden by baroque contemplations and speculations. Very strong words that have been used here by the Election Commission. They go on to talking about the scope of enumerated rights, specifically, in fact, that are there in the Constitution. I'm going to go on to some of the suggestions where they've gone on to whether VVPATs can actually be challenged or not. And page 35, where the directions have been given, beyond, of course, what they've said regarding human error, etc. They go on to say that we must reject as foible and unsound submission to return to the ballot paper system. Weakness of ballot paper system is well known and documented in the Indian context, keeping in view the vast size of the Indian electorate of nearly 97 crores, the number of candidates who contest the elections, the number of polling booths where voting is held, and the problems faced with ballot papers. We would be undoing the electoral reforms by directing reintroduction of ballot papers. EVMs offer significant advantages. They have effectively eliminated booth capturing by restricting the rate of vote casting to 4 votes per minute, thereby prolonging the time needed and thus check insertion of bogus votes. EVMs have also eliminated invalid votes, which were a major issue with paper ballots and had often sparked disputes during the counting process. Furthermore, EVMs reduce paper usage and alleviate logistical challenges. Finally, they provide administrative convenience by expediting the counting process and minimizing errors. They've also said that the glass window objection on VVPATs is wrong. They've also rejected the submission that any elector should be
while the Supreme Court has rejected please on 100% verification of EVM votes with VVPAT slips. Madhav, stay on with us. We have Congress's Udit Raj with us on the phone line. Mr. Udit Raj, your first thoughts. We've, broken down the Supreme Court verdict in detail for our viewers, for your understanding as well, sir. Your first remarks on what the Prime Minister has come out to say today. He says the opposition must apologize to the countrymen, to the Election Commission of India for casting these doubts time and again.
Prime Minister should apologize. When he was not in power, he attacked EVM and he alleged EVM system. And not only that, Subramaniam Swamy of BJP had gone to the Supreme Court against EVM. And not only that, JBL Narasimha, who is a spokesperson and a BJP MP, had written a book also. And of course, Advani ji also was vehemently against the EVM. He should apologize. It's they who first doubted the credibility of EVM, and then later another party have said. So shouldn't Prime Minister apologize? What he said when he was not in the power.
No, the BJP leaders that you're citing, perhaps they are to do whatever answering you're seeking from them, Mr. Udit Raj, but this is a pointed question for the Congress party. How would the Congress react today? We've heard it from the Supreme Court. The top court has come out to say we've conducted an in-detail review of the administrative and technical safeguards of EVM mechanism. A. B. The Supreme Court says credibility of the Election Commission of India cannot be overtaken by speculation time and again.
Then he was very critical to EVM system. Mr. Modi himself was critical. Then he should feel and he should tender apology to oppose countrymen. Okay.
Many thanks, Mr. Udit Raj, for speaking to us. I believe, Madhav, you're being joined by Mr. Pramod Tiwari as well.
Yes, Mr. Pramod Tiwari, in fact, if I can put this question across to you, here you have the Supreme Court saying repeated and persistent doubts and despair, even without supporting evidence, can have the contrarian impact of creating distrust. This can reduce citizen participation and confidence in elections, essential for a healthy and robust democracy. Unfounded challenges may actually reveal perceptions and predispositions, whereas the court, as an arbiter and adjudicator of disputes and challenges, must render decisions on facts based on evidence and data. Very clearly, the Supreme Court has found that whether it is questioning the use of ballot paper or whether it is any other aspects, all of these the Supreme Court has found appear to be speculative and without any substance of facts to back up the claims or doubts about EVMs and VVPATs. Mr. Tiwari. All right, I think we've lost that line there with Mr. Pramod Tiwari. Let's quickly go across to Shehzad Poonawala, BJP spokesperson. I think the Supreme Court has articulated it, in a very, very specific manner, extremely strong language being used, that there can be no roving and fishing expeditions while the voter has a right to question the electoral process. In this case, it appears that the facts don't add up is pretty much in one line what the court appears to be saying. Shehzad.
Vindication for entire लोकतंत्र democracy की जय बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर जी की जय. We must ask the question that who are those people that in the world celebrating a democracy are trying to besmirch India's reputation by raising these canards. And this is when they in Delhi, they're okay. Otherwise, they raise the canards. Because EVM bahana hai, परिवार को बचाना है. Today, all those CEOs, you should identify them and we must have to apologize.
Shehzad, we're not able to get you very clearly because there's some problem with that phone line connection. We'll try and rectify that, but that is, of course, the BJP welcoming the Supreme Court order. The Congress, of course, we have seen how Jairam Ramesh has in fact spoken on the same. Let's quickly bring out that particular statement as well of Jairam Ramesh, who has put out a tweet saying that the Indian National Congress was not a party directly or indirectly to the petition on VVPATs, which has been rejected by the Supreme Court today. We've taken note of the verdict of the two-judge bench, and our political campaign on the greater use of VVPATs to increase public trust in the electoral process will continue. That's the official reaction of the Congress party. Of course, there are those such as Udit Raj, who's a candidate in Delhi, who has, of course, raised questions about the BJP itself, questioning the EVMs in the past.
Very interesting reaction from Jairam Ramesh of the Congress. Thank you for taking us through all those details. Madhav, Pragya also joins us with more. Pragya, the Prime Minister addressed this entire verdict in the election rally very recently. Minutes ago, we heard him take on the opposition. And he said in as many words that the opposition, everyone who raised questions with regards to EVM, the credibility of Election Commission of India, must come out and offer an apology today.
The questioning of EVMs by the opposition party had been at the core of the election management for time being. In fact, Election Commission had been, a victim of that. Aspersions were cast on ECI, and in fact, there was a point in time when ECI had to invite every person who could come and hack EVMs. Remember those visuals when EVM said that you can come and hack the visual, and there is no need to cast aspersion on our neutrality. We are a constitutional institution. institution and we conduct election free and fair. Obviously, Prime Minister has been attacking all those, including Congress as well, because there are leaders like Priyanka Gandhi who recently questioned EVM's fairness and the neutrality of the EVMs and technical probity of the machines as well. But apart from that, Rahul Gandhi has also been casting aspersions on EVMs. This is what Prime Minister was saying in the rally, that now Supreme Court has said they have heard all the parties and they have said that there is no need, EVMs are foolproof, there is no system that the EVMs can be hacked. No one should now cast aspersions on EVMs or the democratic process of the country. We are the largest democracy in the world, and if someone questions, in fact, if the main opposition parties questions the democratic process and free and fair elections, that narratives not just go in the voters in this country as well, but it also goes abroad, which we had seen in the recent past as well. Okay. Prime Minister said that if a party wins, that is a hard-earned victory of that party. We have done it in the past. Congress has won Karnataka election. Congress has won Telangana election. TMC has won in West Bengal.
That EVM to ek bahana hai, and once again the Prime Minister wrote the same in the election rally. We heard him just minutes ago. Let's see how this war of words plays out. Many thanks, Pragya, for putting the BJP's perspective in place for us. We are into a quick break. We'll be right back with lots more.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.